Hello everybody and welcome to the 2021 SERL Truck Series playoff race or postseason race at Talladega Super Speedway as these guys finalize up their final practice laps here. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of our opening ceremonies and we will be back. Welcome back. Nothing gets you more teary-eyed than listening to our nation's anthem. As we get set to do 70 laps here at Talladega Super Speedway in Talladega, Alabama. Most of our drivers are in the playoffs. They're fighting for their chance to host the trophy at the end of the season. I will be your broadcaster for this evening, Justin White. So go and watch some of these guys turn a few more practice laps and get set to go straight into qualifying. I imagine most of everybody will qualify tonight of the 10 car field. But while we sit here, let's go over our points. Take a quick look at those. There's our current point standings. Dakota Camper sitting at the top of our playoff board with 2,115 points. Sitting right behind him, Dylan Clark with 2,106 points, only roughly 9 points back of Dakota. Dustin Madsen is third with 2,099. Now we were talking last week about Justin Michael missing that first race and how far it put him in arrears. Well, he is now looking at maybe 18-point difference. Win you a stage, that's a 10-point difference. Win the race, that's a big difference right there. And that can mean all the difference. Stage points do apply. We do not throw the caution for the stage, but we do count the points. So as these guys get ready to start turning their qualifying laps, let's take and go down and watch these guys turn their qualifying laps. And like I said, I imagine most of everybody will turn 2 laps here. We try to put themselves towards the front of this pack of 10 cars tonight. Jonathan Cogswell starts his warm-up lap. Talladega is a 2.5 mile super speedway, and if anybody in the iRaces knows that this track is very unpredictable. It is a track that can lead you to be extremely happy at the end or extremely frustrated, depending on how the end of your night comes off turn 4, more than likely. And you see Jonathan Cogswell is running that high lane on his first qualifying lap. These drivers get 2 laps to set a time, and he is trying to build up as much momentum as he can, and he is in that 3rd lane trying to build up that momentum, and I'm sure this next lap he will sink it to the bottom right on the yellow line. Let's watch him a little closer here. We'll go up to the blimp and watch him turn that lap. You'll start to see him come down right there. And he is going to stay almost glued to that yellow line as he goes into 1. See how close he gets to it. You can see he's a little bit off of that. Kind of seesawing back and forth. This is going to kill tenths off his time. See if he's able to make up the difference. But you want to keep that wheel. Look at the gyro cam, see if we can get an idea of his hands. Where they want to be as straight as possible. That is where you turn the most speed. And we will see what his time is as he comes across the line here. Let's see if he's able to grab the pole. Jonathan Cogswell's time, no, he will not, as he was seesawing on the wheel. That is what's let off his speed. Dustin Manson is now, looks like he has set the fastest time of the evening. So here the 18 of Chris, the 18 of Chris Howell is now coming out to set his time in that fantastic looking SERL Throttle Up Racing Network number 18 Chevy Silverado. You see he immediately hits to that high lane to try to build up as much momentum and as much speed as possible. Completes his warm-up lap. We'll see if he sticks to that high lane. Looks like he will. Right up against that wall, trying to make it the longest way around this track to build up as much speed as he can. Dakota is taking his first lap here. As you can see, Dakota is a little bit further off that wall. Thinking this is where you want to be. You don't want to be up there right straight up close to it. That wall can suck the speed off of these cars, especially here in the simulation world. And Dakota is already through the tri-oval, right down on that yellow line. Let's see what he does here. He's not set his complete time. This will be his first lap. his first time is as he comes through the 3 and 4, the treacherous 3 and 4. Dakota's first lap sets him on the provisional pole with a 56.164. As Dakota completes his second lap, let's take a quick look at our race information. As you can see, the track temp is 105 degrees. It's not an extremely hot track. It's more of a lukewarm track considering the weather that we have. The ambient temperature is a 79 degrees over the clear, partly cloudy skies. That track temp is going to fluctuate throughout the day. I'm thinking that if it gets much hotter than 105, these tires are going to be all over the place. These tires will start losing grip. You'll see guys start to waver back and forth. Let's look at Dakota's time here. He was able to best any time. Looks like he was not able to. So Dakota's the provisional pole sitter with a 56.64. Justin Michael, our 6th-time SERL Truck Series winner this season. He has won 6. That is a little over. I did the calculation and math before we started. That is a 50% win total for Justin Michael. Looks like he is going to start in the back, just turning around the track as slow as he can. Set a slow qualifying time that will put him in the back of the field as we come down to 1:26 left in this qualifying session. I have told our next crew to prepare for the most famous words in motorsports. That is coming up next here on the SERL Throttle Up Racing Network. As you can see, Justin Michael's time, he just rolled across as we get ready to start gridding up here. And I will send it down and let our Grand Marshal give us the most famous words in motorsports.
For the most famous words in motorsports.
Driver, start your engine!
these drivers are fired up the engines. We are ready to roll. Here at Talladega Super Speedway. Our 10-car field is ready at the start-finish line for their warm-up lap. We're set to do duel for 70 laps here at Talladega. Looks like we had one guy not grid. Looks like he is choosing to either not start or start on pit road, so that cuts us down to 9 members, 9 drivers in this field. Take a look at our qualifying times. There you can see the top 7. Set a time, Justin Michael setting an extremely slow time, trying to put himself in the far back as he can. Justin Lumpkin, Kevin Franks, and Joey Doucette not setting a time. But there's your pole winner. Dakota Camper setting the fastest time of 56.164. Not sure that the pole is going to matter too much as we get going on this race, because this is Talladega. This is where the runs come in, and you can be first to last in the blink of an eye. As these drivers get set, pace truck is coming and ready to pull off out of 4. And we will see who will be crowned the Talladega Super Speedway winner of this unpredictable 2.5 mile super speedway. This is a long stretch through this trial oval, as the traditional start finish line is not in the middle of the trial oval, but at the very, very end of it. The green flag is out. We are underway. Dakota Camper on that bottom side, getting a good push from the 6th of Dustin Madsen, pushing him out to an early lead as they enter the backstretch. Got a couple of drivers here that are jumping to the outside. Looks like Justin Michael has jumped to the outside. Getting a push from Dustin Madsen as he's now falling back. Looks like that 34 and Dylan Clark is the one pushing Dakota Camper as they work to complete lap 1. Jonathan Cogswell, Joey Doucette, and Justin Lumpkin all are in that bottom row. Got Matt Rudder. Looks like he decided to start on pit road. Start in the pits, probably not a bad idea considering the carnage that is possible to come. Looks like the 6th of Dustin Madsen, Justin Michael on the outside. Looks like these two are just content to stay here and not really close it down or kind of crowd that bottom lane. Dakota will lead lap 2. Nothing's changed through the end of lap 3. Whoever's committed to the bottom is staying on the bottom. I don't foresee us having a whole lot of cautions this evening, as these drivers are not enough in the field to make a difference. I mean, to cause a huge wreck, and I think most of these guys know that if they just keep it clean and green, coming down to the end, it's going to really give them all a good fighting chance and win this race. Dakota Camper has led all of the first laps here as he works through 3 and 4 of lap 4, coming to lap 5. Looks like Justin Lunkin has jumped up to that outside lane with Justin Michael and Dustin Matson. The Dustin getting together here to form that outside lane, but these guys are not really crowding the inside lane. They're getting a good run up high, and looks like they may be side by side for the lead here, coming out of 3 and 4. Looks like a 3-car, 3-truck push might be able to get that front truck to the lead. So I think they're going to need to add one more truck to it to make that outside lane competitive. Kevin Franks is in territory of possibly losing this lead pack if he does not close that gap. He may lose his lead pack and he's going to be out there all alone. And just for reference, we will show you the last lap times of these trucks. As you can see, the lead pack guys are running 52.6s, 52.5s. Matt Rudder is out there running all alone by himself, and looks like he is down 4 seconds of speed. So 50, you're talking 10, 15 laps, you're going a lot down. So that is definitely going to be a detriment. Matt right now is looking for a quick caution to hopefully bring him back up with this lead pack. Looks like Dylan Clark and Justin Michael are now up front. Dakota's sitting in P and the P2 on the inside lane. Looks like the 6 and the 34. The 6 was able to push the 34 out front. So I'll leave Cogswell and Lumpkin hanging out to dry on the outside. I think they're going to need at least one more. Ooh, we got a Caterpillar bump happening. 34 slowed up, 6 bumped them, then the 87 and the 3. All these guys were bumping each other and coming out of turn 4. That could have spelled trouble. As I was saying, folks, how quickly your fortunes can turn. Look at Dakota Camper. He was leading just a lap ago. Now he's sitting back P6. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but Dylan Clark looked like he was going to try to block the low lane. Pulled down a little too late. Almost got taken out. Now he has fallen back to P6. As Dakota Camper is now back up to P2, just a lap 1 lap of difference between it. Justin Michael committed back to the outside lane with the 27 of Cogswell pushing him. That's it out front being pushed by Dakota Camper in that low lane. Just an FYI, our stage will come up at lap 30. This is lap 9. We have another, after the completion of this lap, we'll have 21 laps until the stage. We will not throw a caution for it. It looks like Justin Michael is going to leave Dakota in the sucker hole, going to leave him in the middle as he ducks in front of Dustin Matson, Lumpkin, and Cogswell to the outside of Camper. Like Cogswell and Lumpkin says, I've had enough of this, boys. I'm going to fall back here and kind of watch and see what's happening. Kevin Franks is still being able to maintain his position with the lead pack. Well out of striking distance, but well out of trouble as well. As they look to complete lap 10, looks like Joey Doucette will lead this lap, being pushed by Dakota Camper. Michael and Matson on the inside, being in Clark in 3rd place. Here side by side. Looks like the other 3 trucks in the back, Cogswell, Lumpkin, and Howell, all jumped to the outside with Doucette and Camper. 2 cars on the bottom, 4 up top this time instead of the opposite of 4 on the bottom, 3 up top. Dakota gives Joey a huge bump right there through the tri-oval. So he will lead this lap as well. As Joey jumps down in front of 87, taking Camper with him. I was thinking Joey was going to leave him hanging out to dry, but instead they ended up leaving Hal out to take the drive. Justin Michael's now going to hop to the outside. Good push from Hal as Michael looks like he got a little bit loose back there in the backstretch. Now this spot again. 4 cars down low. 3, actually we're 4 and 4 this time. Justin Lumpkin kind of decided which lane do I want. Don't want the bottom, don't want the top. Don't want the bottom, don't want the top. I can't decide. As Hal is going to, it looks like Hal and Cogswell are going to end up leaving Michael hanging out to dry. But Matson pops up top to give him a little bit of help. As we were discussing, I told you between 10 to 15 laps. If you're back there all by yourself, you're going to be caught by the leaders, and Matt Rudder is getting ready to experience this now as he has pulled his truck high. Right there as they blow by. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up this draft and remain on the lead lap in the lucky dog position. He immediately drops down to the low lane, trying to pick up the draft. Looks like he will be able to. He'll work on lap 14 going into 3. Set still our leader, but Dustin Matson, if from the outside being pushed by Michael, says I want it and want it now. Dakota is saying, I don't think so. Here, 16, let's push you back out front. Keep these guys out there, outside. And it looks like Nansen will lead that lap. I'm starting to think if you got some help on the outside, coming to the final lap, white flag, I'm thinking you want to be on that outside lane because that's where the momentum is. Ooh, as Joey jumps way high. Nansen decides not to go with him. Joey immediately hops to that third lane and stays there as he goes from the lead to 8th place. That's a big jump right there, difference. We're halfway through this first stage. These guys are still 3 wide for the lead at times. 3 wide for 3rd place, it looks like. One back. So far, no cautions, no green flag. No yellow flags. No green from the start, from the drop of the green flag till now. Jump up here and talk to Mr. Franks and see what his game plan is. Hey, Kevin, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, 98, this is Justin. Copy? Looks like Kevin is in concentration mode, not wanting to speak to us. So we'll allow him to continue to concentrate. Decided to fall in a single file fashion, one by one, as they headed to 3 and 4 of lap 19. It was so dicey at the start. Now everybody has decided to kind of chill out and not take it side by side. I guess some people were wanting to lead laps early to gain points. So now they're single file 1 through 10. So you can see the first car 1 lap down is Matt Rudder. Using that bright yellow and blue paint scheme, sitting in P5 in the 5th position. Oh, as these guys get ready to pit, looks like they are out of fuel. That's why they went single file side by side, as everybody's coming to pit road this time. Let's see if they sort it out. Looks like they will be able to. I don't see anybody locking up their brakes, so let's see if this splits up the pack. As you can see, it looks like it did split this pack up a little bit. These guys are going to have to, jump back up here to the blimp, they're going to have to get formed back up with some partners to be able to close this main pack back together. Joey and Christopher Howell both chance at losing these top 4 guys here. They're able to close up that difference. Looks like they will be able to, which will be good for them for being able to max out their stage points. Looks like Dustin Manson and Justin Lumpkin both a little bit off the pace, about 2 seconds back, so they're going to lose this main pack draft. They're going to have to work together and to possibly close up that time. Let's take a look at their last times. As you can see, they're sitting there comparable to the main pack, but they're going to have to close it down to under 2 seconds to be able to benefit from that lead pack draft. It looks like they're going to be able to do that. It's quite impressive. Let's see, because they got it down to 1.6, 1.5. Looks like they're sniffing that draft right now from the lead pack. 1.4, 1.3. Looks like they were able to work together. 1.2 to catch back up. That is pretty impressive with those two. That's a good piece of working together to get them back up here to this main pack. Nice job, guys. If it were me, I'd be a little bit worried, but they were able to work together, and now they have caught this main pack draft. They're like, hey boys, did you forget about us? We're here. Justin Lumpkin with a smooth run goes to the outside to make it 3 wide. Dustin Manson says, I'll have none of that. Driving around the 18, slips into the low line right behind Joey Bissett. So that bottom lane will have 4, 5 cars, and the top lane will have 3. Looks like Jonathan Cogswell was able to lead that lap. No, this is coming down to 5 to go, well, actually 6 to go for the stage at the completion of lap 30. Mr. Michael there in the middle. His brother Henry, hanging out the ride, decided against it. Looks like Dylan Clark will pop down to the front of the 87 truck, right in front of him. Cogswell out there with Lumpkin and Matson up high. If they get enough drafting help or push to possibly let Cogswell lead this lap, they will not get it as Clark. Dylan Clark will lead that lap this time. 5 to go for the incompletion of the one and only stage, and we will not throw the caution flag. It will remain green. And if we went back and looked, looks like these guys were able to go 20 tires or gas, so 20 laps. So we're thinking 20, 40, 60. Looks like they'll have to make 4 stops total. Yeah, 4 stops. Yeah, because we'll have roughly about 10 laps. They'll be like 10 laps short on that last run. Michael pushing that number 34 machine of Dylan Clark, trying to keep him out front of the Series 27, Jonathan Cogswell. I imagine it's going to get dicey here in a minute as these guys fight for those top stage positions. Award points for the top 10 of the stage. We only have 10 cars in the field. Everybody's going to get stage points, but who is going to get what points? When and where is what's going to dicing this up here today. We still got 2 more laps to go for the stage. 2 to go for the stage this time. 2 to go. I think Jonathan Cogswell got the memo that we still had 1 more lap to go after this, after the completion of this one. He dropped all the way to the back of the pack, leaving Joey. Joey got a little bit of apron pushed up in the middle, and the end of 3 at the exit of 4. Apologies, my words are mixing up. Looks like we're going to decide it. Looks like we got 3 submitted to the bottom. 5. Ooh, no, they all fanned back out. This is last lap, stage 1. One and only stage of the evening. Ooh, Joey on the apron. Oh, he almost lost it. Everybody scatters. Ooh, here we go. Look at that move by Justin Michael. Dakota Camper is not enjoying this. Ooh, as those Dakota had a wheel fall right there. As Michael is up front. Joey Doucette pushing him as we come to the conclusion of the stage. Full high on Michael, going to get a good shove. Ooh, Michael pulled down. Looks like Joey Doucette will win the stage. Joey, Dakota, Dylan, Justin Michael. Jonathan Cogswell, Justin Lumpkin, Dustin Matson, Christopher Howell, Kevin Franks, and Matt Rudder are, that is, the 10 in stage points are settled. And since we've got that all settled out, these guys are going to kind of start standing out a little bit. We get down to 9 to go for until we start pitting. It'll be one of my most favorite segments. Guys, grab that volume dial and throttle it up. Well, there'll be 31 laps to go this time when we come around. As Christopher Howell has jumped out to the lead. Here it is, they all go single file, one by one. Looks like they were able to catch the 97 and 20 of Rudder and Franks. Going to put Rudder 2 laps down, Franks 1 lap down, as we have been caution free from the drop of the green flag. Like Dustin Madsen says, man, let's go out. Somebody come outside with me. Let's break up the morning single file low line run. It looks like no, that's not going to happen. There's a little bit of gap now between the 87 and the 6. 6 pulls that gap right back up. Right back up before they get to that turn 1 and 2. Well, we have a few takers on pit road. 20, 34, 27, and 20 all have hit pit road. They look to make their second stop. Looks like they'll have to make one more to get to the end. Here comes the rest of them. Yep, that's the remaining part of the pack coming down pit road to make their second to last stop. Now here's the question. Do you go 10 laps and then pit, or do you go a complete 20? I guess it all depends on if you got a partner or not. So all these guys are going to get off pretty much nose to tail. The 6 has got a slow start out of his pit box. Ooh, looks like he's going to take a risk of maybe losing this head pack. Maybe he'll get a little help from 34, 27, and 97. And those three guys are coming. Looks like Frank's got hit with a speeding penalty. It also has a little bit of rear damage on that truck. And he's going to get a huge run. Oh, decides to maybe let off the gas, hit the brakes, and fall back in line. Kevin Franks is now going to be he's going to be one lap down as he had to come back down pit road. Laps to go. by 3 for the lead. Justin Lumpkin on the outside. Dakota Camper. Then Christopher Howell in the low lane. Out 2 by 2. Looks like as these guys kind of sorted out here, we're going to end up forming 2 lanes again. 4 up high, 5 down low. Dakota Camper leading that high line and Christopher Howell leading that low lane. All these guys are looking to win and extend out their points difference over, or maybe close up the points gap. Looks like Joey Doucette was able to close up some points, some form or fashion somewhere on somebody, as he was the winner of the stage. That'll net you 10 points. So now if Joey can win this, that's going to be a huge point day for him. That's what you call maximizing your points. That's going to be huge in this playoff for Chase postseason. These guys again will single file it out for the most part. These are the top, well, the 9 guys right now. Looks like we're going to close in on the fuel window here. But this is the point to where they can make it here to the end just with green flag settings. Or green flag, not including any potential green white checkers. So if I'm a driver, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should run this out. Run it out with 10 to go, pit. That'll leave me with plenty for a couple of green white checkers in the end of the race. Guys are still side by side. I mean, still single file on the low lane, 1 through 9. But I'm going to go ahead and do another segment. Throttle up that volume. Well, maybe I was thinking wrong. All these guys decided to pit 13 laps on this cycle, or 12 laps on this cycle, just enough for one green white checker. So we'll see how this plays out for these guys. Looks like the 3, 87, 6, and 16 were all able to get out together. It's going to leave that 18 hanging out to dry by himself. I have a feeling it's going to come down to these 4 guys right here. And everything cycles through. Right now, our current leader, though, is Dylan Clark in that 34 machine. Being followed by Jonathan Cogswell, the 20 of Matt Rudder, but he is not. Oh, it looks like all these guys are going to pit this time. Remember, the 27, 34, and 4 are the only 3 in this pack on the lead lap. The 20 of Rudder is running 2 laps down. as you can see. Those top 4 guys were able to build up enough momentum and speed to get around those guys pitting. That's going to be your front leader. As we come down to 15 laps to go. And I think that cycle through the pit stops, so I'm going to do my big assembly again. Pit stops. close down on 10 to go right here. This will be 10 to go. Or it says 9 to go this time by. My apologies, 9 to go this time. These guys are going to start dicing it up quickly. Looks like we got 3 up top, 4 on the bottom. That 3 leading that low lane. 87 of Justin Michael leading that high lane with Dustin Matson pushing Michael. And Justin Lumpkin pushing Dakota Campbell on the low lane. So I guess diced it up again now. Looks like 87 out front on the low lane. Justin Matson being pushed by Jonathan Cogswell as we get down to 7.5 laps to go. You guys are dicing it up between each other. As they're going to have Matt Rudder off here on the high lane. As these guys are looking to make it possibly 3 wide. No, this Jonathan Cogswell says, no, I'll just keep pushing you 6. I'm surprised that those guys, the 27, were able to catch back up to this lead draft. I figured it'd be a 4-car battle for the win. Ooh, as the 27 Cogswell gets a little squirrely. Justin Michael, whoa, looks like Dustin Manson's going to jump down in front of Michael with a late block. Looks like it's going to sort itself out. That was a risky move. Looks like Michael's going to leave him hanging out to dry possibly, but it looks like Michael's going to be in the sucker hole. As the 6 pulls down low in front of him, looks like Lumpkin is going to pull all the way down, and here's going to be our first caution of the evening. Let's go back and take a look at it here and see what happened. Looks like these guys were dicing it up between each other. Slow it down. Michael and Matson. Ooh, looks like Matson comes up into Michael, squeezes in between the 27, and they just hook and turn into each other. And then everybody comes back down the track, 16 into the 34. Looks like the 20 and the 97 are going to squeak through. Looks like we're only going to have maybe 4 or 5 trucks in it. That's going to be your first caution of the evening. There are a couple of takers on pit road. There's going to be your leader at the moment. It's come down to 5 to go. Looks like we're going to have a green-white checker here. Looks like Dakota Camper is going to jump out to our race lead as we had a couple of guys come down pit road here. Looks like his truck is remaining perfectly nice and clean. While you've got a moment, let's pull up Joey Doucette here and see what he thinks about his stage win, and then see if he's... Oh, wait a minute, maybe not. Maybe he forgot to turn his fast repair on, because he is sitting on pit road one lap down. Ouch. We'll pull him up if he's ranting and raving. I would be upset if I had done that, or if maybe he used his fast repair during a pit cycle and didn't mean to. He has to sit and wait for the full repairs. Alright, we got one to go this time by. So when they come back by, this will be a natural green-white checker. This will not be one of those extend the race because we have to. Guys, we'll double file it up. As we get set to go back green, we'll put the field in the hands of Dakota Camper. We're going to look at the 16. He's 2 laps down. Looks like he was able to use his fast repair. It looks like he forgot to turn it on, so he had to sit for the required repairs. Because the pace truck is off. We are set to go back green. Dakota can go at any time he wants. And he is now back on the loud pedal as we are back under green for coming down to 2 laps to go this time. Looks like Justin Michael's going to set it 3 wide. He's got a good head of steam on him. Is he going to be able to clear the 3? Yes, he will. Is he going to pull it all the way down? He's thinking about it, and he will. He'll go 3 wide as, ooh, Dakota has to let out, not to cause another caution. That was a bold move by 87. come down, white flag this time. One to go here at Talladega. Looks like Joey Doucette has finally said, enough of this, I've got to do something, but he can't. He is 2 laps down. Looks like Dylan Clark is out front leading. Justin Michael wanting that lead, pulls up along the outside of the 27. 34 is going to block a little bit. 3 is going to take it 3 wide. Into 3. It's going to work his way out. 87 up high. Here comes a light race wreck out of 4. Dylan Clark still leading. Cogswell pushing him. Cogswell pushing Dylan Clark hard as they're wrecking behind him. Last minute pass, and Dylan Clark will win the Talladega. He will win at Talladega. With Jonathan Cogswell finishing second, Justin Lumpkin third, Dakota Kemper fifth, Christopher Howell fourth, it looks like Justin Michael and the 87 will finish sixth. Let's go ahead and start working on bringing our top 3 in here into the broadcast booth. Alright, looks like we'll not be able to bring up our 3rd place finisher, so we'll just, nope, there he is. He just popped into the Discord. Let's go ahead and bring him up. Hey, Justin, this is Justin up in the booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Pretty good. Hey, this is a little bit different. I'm used to talking to another guy named Justin Michael, but now I've got Justin Lumpkin up here instead.
Nice.
Good job.
Finally get to talk to you this season. I don't think I have yet.
No, sir, you haven't. Finally, you're up here in this on the podium position. Looks like you were hanging out all night towards just kind of mixing it up with these guys, which, you know, Talladega, your luck can change in about 20 seconds. So you were able to kind of squeak out a P2. These guys were wrecking behind. What was your game plan from the start?
Really, man, I was just going to hang out all night. I didn't qualify, and I was just going to chill in the back. But here in Talladega, I always say that every time I come to Talladega, I'm just going to hang out, and I end up mixing it up with them. And finally, after the stage, we kind of got going, and then I dropped back to the back and just started saving a little bit just to see how far I could make it. And then I know all the throttle up went in together, so that kind of threw me off my strategy. So I teamed up with Dylan and Cogswell up here, and Dylan did a great job pushing us back up to that front pack, and then it was just chaos from there. I went back and looked at the replay on that last lap in the tri-oval. I thought maybe I got the Dakota, but it looked like it was just the racing deal. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it too much in detail. Looks like it was just a racing deal. I mean, this is Talladega Super Speedway. I mean,
oh yeah,
weirder stuff has happened. So if you're not, if you're not, I mean, if you think you're not going to get wrecked on the last lap, last turn coming to the tri-oval, you probably don't need to be racing at Talladega. So,
oh yeah.
So good job there on the 3rd place finish. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, sir, man. First off, I want to thank God for allowing us to do this. Darren's Nail Gun Repair, Till Valhalla Project, Zero X Designs, you for putting on the broadcast, Dakota for this league, man. I'm happy to be a part of it.
10-4. Good job on the third place. Hopefully you'll jump some positions there in the battle for the championship, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. All right, let's bring up our second place finisher, Jonathan Cogswell. Jonathan, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Justin.
Yes, sir. Looks like you were able to squeak out a second place finish there. What was your plan from the drop of the green flag?
My teammate was in front of me, so I got to push for the win.
Yep, 10-4. So what was your plan from the start of the race?
Well, try to stay together, conserve on fuel, keep it together.
10-4, yeah, because with a small field, it kind of made it hard to kind of have any type of different strategy other than what maybe a main group would do, and you were able to stick with them. I think at one time you had fallen back with Justin, and you two were able to push each other back up to the front, with a chance of potentially losing that lead pack.
Yeah, and there, and that late when we all got together, I didn't know if I was going to make it back to pits before my motor blew.
Yep, 10-4, and luckily we had that fast repair. You were able to use it, and then it ended up, getting you a second place finish. So, got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, my teammates, that was a blast, and I was going to try to pass them once I found out my outside was clear, but I didn't quite make it.
10-4.
And thanks to Dairy Queen for my sponsor. They've given me lots of desserts.
10-4. Yeah, I can't blame you. I definitely would like a sponsor like that. So, like I said, good job on second place finish, and hopefully we'll see you up here next week.
Sure will. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. All right, that was our second place finisher. Let's bring up our winner, Dylan Clark. Hey, Dylan, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Dylan, this is Justin up in the booth. You got a copy?
I copy.
Oh, there you are. Yep, good deal. I can hear you now.
Sorry about that.
Nope, you're okay. Good job there on the win. I don't quite remember where you finished in the stage. I know you got stage points. I mean, everybody got stage points tonight. So, looks like you were able definitely to close up that gap on Dakota for the points lead.
I was. I'm super pumped about that. Really look forward to this race. I'm always pretty good at Talladega, and I just owe my teammate Jonathan Cogswell a ton for pushing me at the end there.
Yes, sir. He definitely was glued to you, was committed to pushing you to the front, and he definitely did so. I mean, it's good points day. You're able to gain points on Dakota, if not potentially pass him in for the championship lead. Justin Michael, like I said, he had a little bit of a hiccup there. He finished P6. We know he's a good, he's won over 50% of the races this season, but looks like he's faltering a little bit here in these playoffs, and you're definitely capitalizing on it.
Yes, sir. I think I came in 9 points behind Dakota, so this win really helps. I led a lap. I almost had a clean race, but that wreck before that final wreck gave me a 4X. So.
Yeah, that's right. We do reward 3 points. Is it 3 points for 0x, if I remember correctly?
I do believe so.
So, yeah, maybe you'll get it next week. Like I said, just keep staying towards the front, and you won't have that issue. So, good job on the win. Like I said, hopefully you'll take the championship lead here. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to other than your teammate?
DQ, UFA, HeroX Design, Speed Demon Setups, Pack. Really my parents for giving me this sim rig, and just can't thank Jonathan enough.
10-4. All right, good job, and we hopefully will have you up here next week to talk to you again and for on a podium or for the win.
Yes, sir. Hopefully.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right, that was our first place finisher, Dylan Clark. With that said, that's basically going to wrap us up here at Talladega. We have 2 races left in the opening SERL inaugural season. We have Martinsville and Homestead. Next week, September the 4th, we will be at Martinsville for 150 of the paperclip laps. and that's going to be an interesting race. A lot of beating and banging, especially if we only have a small field. So hope you guys come on out and tune in and watch us. We'll go live at 9:15 and go racing, qualifying at 9:30, and then go green flag racing at 9:40 thereafter. So we will see you guys here next week, September the 4th, next Saturday night. And until then, remember, stay on that lead lap.